Hello everybody, I'm here with another review. I'm still gonna do the haves and the have-nots review. That's coming up later. I have not watched the episode yet, so once I watch it I'm gonna be doing that review. But right now I'm gonna do Hit the Floor. It came back last night on BET. It was on VH1 for a little while. Hasn't been on there for a couple of years, so BET revived it, and it was a good episode. I think they came back strong with him. I was glad that Logan Browning came back. They kind of didn't show her character in the promo, so they kind of faked us out on the fact that she was coming back, but I was glad that she was back. And we know that Yelena is the owner of the Devils now, so she's going to be playing probably more of a bigger role and of a power player than she was before. There are a few new characters, and I didn't take notes, so I'm just going to be jumping around here. So let's start with Derek. So Derek was back in town. So last we saw him, he married Asha, and they moved to Miami because he was going to play for a team there. But he's back in town. He was pretty much at this house, and he's just like walking around. You kind of don't know what's going on. So his father-in-law, Asha's father, Pete, he wanted to know what happened. Where was Asha? Why wasn't she with Derek? And Derek didn't want to say anything at first. He's being sort of quiet about it. And of course, naturally, Asha's father came to the conclusion that Derek went back to his old ways. Now, Derek had gone back to his old ways, but this was after things went down with Asha. So it turns out that he was the one that filed for divorce because Asha had an abortion and just didn't tell him about it, and it didn't fit in with her career style, and so she just she got rid of it, and Derek was not happy about that. So I'll get back to some of that a little bit later, because the end of the episode, that was pretty surprising. So one of the new characters we meet is a character named Eve. She shows up at the league and she wants a job, and the guy that's running the league or whatever, he's played by Tank, Tank the singer. And it turns out, she says her name is Eve Vincent, and she's chasing Olivia's daughter. And I said, okay, I was not expecting that, but I thought that was a good I thought that was a good move on the part of the writers to introduce their daughter, just to play on the history of the show. And so of course her main objective is just to get revenge for her parents, because she felt that they weren't done right, particularly her mother. And I thought the casting was really good. I just thought the casting of the daughter was really good. She would, if the other two characters that were still on the show that are her parents, I think she would have, played off of them really well. I thought the casting was just spot on, and the actress is good. So she meets up with Pete, and they have a drink, and they're talking, and something was going on there, something was wrong, and we'll get to more of that. So that was one of the new characters. One of the other new characters is London, played by Tiana Taylor, and Kyle wanted her to come on with the Devil Girls, and she met up with her, and she's like, I don't really want to do it, because she had been a part of this scandal and all that, and Kyle was like, well, Shane, it's overrated, whatever. Kyle, that's how Kyle is. If you're in a scandal, who really cares? That's Kyle. So, but anyway, London actually shows up at the arena to kind of try out for the Devil Girls, and I have to say that Tiana Taylor is a really good dancer. She just sort of nailed it right there. And the other one of the other new characters. Let me see if I can find this new character's name. So I want to make sure I'm getting everything right. So anyway, I'll get the other character's name. But anyway, this other girl, she's like, London finished dancing, and she's like, huh. So she's really going to be a competitor for her, because after that, they're outside, and the one girl, she decides that she's just going to basically pick a fight, or try to pick a fight, talking about London's past, and London's like, you must really want to try it. She just said the last girl that messed with me, she ended up with practically for T3 arranged or something like that, to the effect of that, she said. And so I think the new devil girl, her name is Jamie. So Jamie was just like, she was just pushing it, and so there's gonna be a real rivalry there. That is clear from there. And so, Jude is still in it, and apparently he had proposed to Zero, and Zero did not want to go down that road. And he is, he's just sulking about it, and Lionel, she's trying to get him, shake it off, snap out of it. Just move on. And so he does move on. He moves on with this guy. He moves on with this guy that he meets in a holdup, and he kind of causes the guy to get shot, and so he's like, he helps the guy. I want to make sure you got home okay. And they're total strangers, and they just go at it, even though they're total strangers. And it turns out that this guy works for the I think he works in something related to the basketball industry. I didn't take notes, I'm sorry about that. But that guy is played by the same actor that plays Landon on The Haves and the Have-Nots. So, these people on these cable shows, they really do get around. These actors really do get around. So, let me talk about what was the biggest part of the episode. So Derek, he has to go to the morgue, and they need him to identify somebody. So the attendant pulls back the sheet, and there's Pete just dead. So he had an accident. He had been drinking, and he just he had an accident, and now he's dead. And it's pretty much implied that Eve killed him, because at the end of the episode, she's at her mother's grave, and she's talking to her, and she's like, I want to burn this whole operation down. There's not going to be a Devils when I am done. And then she says, cheers, Pete. So, I think she killed Pete, and this character is just won't be all kinds of crazy, I suspect. So, that was the review. When I do it next time, I'm gonna take notes and make sure this is more clear and concise. But I just wanted to come on here and do this. Since the show is back, I watched it when it was on VH1. I liked it, and I think they did a pretty good job with this. So I'll see you next week with this review, or I will see you later with the Haves and the Have-Nots review. So if you watch that review, just stick around for that one. I'll have that one up later.